Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. Unfiltered on 312 Sports.
Happy post-Bears Monday here on Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. I'm Dan Bernstein along with Matt Abaticola. And yes,
Hello.
this is a first where Maddie's in the studio and I am home. Now, I was in the studio because I came in to do my 8:15 hit on The Drive, 97.1 FM, Chicago's classic rock. And
Yep.
and I was kind of feeling a little weird over the weekend. So on Saturday, I took a COVID test Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And it was negative.
Okay.
And I was fine. And, you know, you've been hanging out with me and with forward progress and the post game and all that stuff. And I feel fine.
Yeah.
And I get to work. And apparently a lot of people at work are not there because they're sick.
Yep.
So Beth is like, take another test. So I'm fine. I feel fine. She'll take another test. And it's positive. So I raced home. And now I'm here. And I don't know how long I have to stay here. But I'm here.
Yeah. I took a test and I'm negative, but it came back positive for being Italian. So
I didn't know they had that test.
Oh yeah, it's a new one.
Okay,
it's a new one. You get it at CVS. It's the COVID/Italian test.
Do they give you the Peter Griffin mustache to wear?
No, it comes with an Italian beef though. When you get it, you get a beef.
Well, if that's the test, then I passed with flying colors.
You get a beef wet with peppers.
It's hard to smile today after what happened to the Bears, and trying to put my finger on why it sucks so much is because we're not that far removed from a national laughingstock moment in front of the country, the Thanksgiving horror.
Oh.
When the Bears lose, everyone's looking around like, did their coach not call a timeout? And no, he didn't. And they left the game, and he decided he wanted to keep a timeout for no apparent reason. And we're still not quite sure what happened. He's not sure what happened. Everybody gets fired, and everything was supposed to be better, and we were supposed to feel better. And at least the humiliation was supposed to be over. And I don't think that's too high an expectation. It's one thing to say, hey, make the playoffs, be competitive, be interesting, be good, win the Super Bowl. But to be something other than a national laughingstock is not too high a bar. And you're getting stunted on. You're getting clowned. That the Lions are, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown doing my hamstring hurts. Oh, my hamstring, gotcha. And then they're doing the stumble bum. The crowd is chanting F. Ben Johnson, and we're going to get to that.
Yeah, we need to.
So on this episode, we're going to talk about this Bears feeling and why it hurts so much and what we're confronting here. Really, that's the issue. What are we confronting right now? I want to talk about what Brian Branch had to say and what the Lions were doing, because this seems like a classic cheesy football thing, and I thought we were beyond this and better than this now, but I guess we're not.
I've forgotten about that Thanksgiving Day game, that timeout.
Go ahead, but please do.
I had until you brought it back up, so thank you.
Yeah, you'll be happier if you can
now.
forget about it.
Yeah.
And we're going to check in on the Cubs wild card watch. There was a little fun there this weekend as they took 2 of 3 from Tampa Bay, and there was the Anthony Rizzo hooray. He retired as a Cub and sat in the bleachers, and he was mic'd up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sat there drinking beers so.
Well, that's going to be his next life for a while. I don't know. He started this very early, this whole process of being a former Cub. How fat is he going to get, by the way?
Well, you know why? Wait, did he just have a baby? Somebody have a baby. Did he just have a baby or no?
I don't know. Do you think he was gaining sympathy weight?
No, I just think maybe that's why he decided to do it now. Get out of the house a little bit.
Maybe.
Honey, I got this thing. I got to go to work. I got to go sit in the bleachers and drink beer.
It would be awesome. I don't know what people in his family look like. He'd be a great, retired fat guy.
I don't. He looks like he has the potential to puff up quite a bit. I just don't know if he will, but he has potential puffy face.
Yeah, he could carry it though. He's got a big
not
frame,
puff daddy face, but puffy face.
Right?
Yeah.
Because he's going to do the we always say he'll never pay for a meal again. Some people take you up on that.
Yeah.
Like some people say, oh wait, they take it literally. It isn't just like he'll be celebrated in this town. There are some who are like, look, I'm never paying for a meal again, and I'm going to eat 5 a day.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, winning that World Series, that'll do that for you.
And good for him. We also want to discuss our respective weekends because I went to Wayne.
So you really went through with it.
I did.
You went to Wayne
I told
and you
you.
went fishing.
I went to Wayne and I went fishing, and I realized when I was there at one point early that I was within spitting distance of a memorable Who Needs To tavern tour stop.
Oh, where at?
And I saw it because you know when I get this when I drive around, I get these weird deja vu sensory memories. I've been here before, and it's always Who Needs To tavern tour.
Okay.
Always. And I know it. And this was one, and I looked over to a strip mall and I saw the name of a place and I said, we did a show.
All right, save it.
I'm going to.
Do it. Okay.
I am going to. So let's talk a little bit about this feeling and how much it hurts to think in everything that was celebrated all offseason. Remember the day that Ben Johnson literally walked into Hallis Hall and talked to the people in Hallis Hall. The camera was mounted above on the second floor of the walkway and like looking down on him as the conquering hero came walking through the town square to
they
first
made everyone leave their desk. Yeah, stop doing your work. Come on out.
And he's waving to his adoring subjects. And it's like, all right, look at this. The Bears did it. The Bears went and they got the guy. And now he doesn't have an answer.
No, he doesn't. You know, it just, here's the thing. I'm trying to think about him is I'm trying to understand who he is and watch him from afar and read his body language and watch his eyes and facial expression and phrases he repeats over and over again. I don't know if I've got my thumb on him, on who he is yet. And I would love to be able to have an honest conversation off the record with him because I think he might say, this is some really fucking bad shit that we're in right now. And there's some players here that will not be here when we are competitive. And I'm hoping that's where he's at. And I'm hoping he's not sitting in his office in the dark with the door closed going, what do I do?
Just sort of rocking back and forth.
It's one of those two things. Like either he has a really good grasp of what's happening and why it's happening and just can't say it, or he's at the other end of it and he's locked in a cold room or like a dark room and it's really cold and he's in a fetal position on the floor and he's like, I don't know what am I doing. Like, you know, I just don't know where he's at with it. But like here, let me ask you this though, why as Bears fans did we get sucked into it automatically without questioning anything, automatically thinking this was going to be the turnaround? Why?
Well, I don't think that's fair. I think
why
that's
is it not fair.
I think it's because I went out of my way to say he's never been a head coach before and we don't know if he's good because we've been through this before. I did say that. Now, it didn't stop me from being optimistic.
Right, but Dan, this is more than a first-time head coach. These issues, these things we're seeing are more than what you could put your finger on it and say, oh, he's a first-time head coach. That's why X, Y, and Z are happening.
Well, it's a first-time head coach who has 2 second-round picks and a third-round pick as healthy scratches, and has a guy in Grady Jarrett who was an expensive free agent signing who's on one leg and can't really play.
Are they telling him to go on one leg?
I don't know.
Tell them to use both.
I don't know. It'd be easier if I used both. No. We just want you to use one, Grady. That's all. The issue of conditioning is one that we're going to get into, and I know we've got a lot to do because we have both podcasts today and some of the deeper football-y stuff we're definitely going to do on Forward Progress. We thank everybody for tuning into the postgame yesterday. But generally on DBU, when we convene on Mondays after Bears games or whenever the post-Bears game is, I want to try to put my finger on what the frustration and fear are rooted in at this point. And I get back to using the word fatalism. As you're writing down and as you're keeping phrases, Maddie, and we should probably do it on the whiteboard there to your right, the watchword for game one was when it rains, it pours, right?
Yep, when it rains, it pours.
When it rains, it pours. And my belief at the time was if it starts raining, you have a job. Get out the umbrellas, hand out the rain gear, get your team ready to play in the rain. Well, however you want to work the metaphor. And then yesterday after the game, he said, these games happen. Make sure I have that quote exact. Google that quote. Because he said, I believe he said, these games happen, or these kind of games happen. When did you know it might be happening, and what did you do to stop it? You are the coach.
Yep.
I don't want to hear, after the second game of your head coaching career, these games happen. Why did it happen to you? Why did it happen to your team in your second game? Why? Why? And when did you think it might happen? And when you thought, oh, maybe this is happening, as the coach, you've got the whistle. It's your team. You're the guy in the organization. Some of these draft picks that weren't doing anything were also your influence on Ryan Poles. And save it with the whole thing. Well, it's not his fault. It's Poles' fault. It's everybody's fault, and nobody's spared anything. There's not some zero sum aspect here. But I just don't like what he wants us to think is somehow out of his control. When it rains, it pours. Do something about it. These games happen. Why did it happen to you? What did you do about it? What did you try to do about it?
Yeah, that's the bigger question for that is you're 2 games in, and how is it possible that both games have gotten out of your control? Both games have. Completely out of your control. That's something that maybe you see happens to bad teams a couple or a few times a season, and now we're 2 for 2. 2 games that have gotten out of hand, gotten out of control. You have to have, as a head coach, there has to be a series of offensive plays that you know you're going to gain positive yards. That, hey, we execute this, even if it's this, we execute this really well. All right, things are getting okay. Now it's 3rd and 23. All right, we need positive yards. Need to kind of get everyone refocused on the right track. Run that play. Let's do this play. It may not fit into the context of what's happening overall, the big picture of that game, but I need to stop what's happening now. And he just doesn't seem to have anything like that. And how is it feasible that 2 games have gotten out of your control already?
I also believe that he showed himself a little bit when he was talking about the inability to run the football. And Ben Johnson noted that, DJ Reader is tough to run against. He's real good in there. And, even the Packers were struggling a little bit against them. Okay, well, that's fine. Then why did you run consecutive sneaks into the middle of the line if that's true? That's what I don't get. If you understand, I believe he said he's phenomenal in short yardage. That's what he said. And if that's the case, if you know, what did Brian Billick always say? Run at speed, run away from strength. Why are you running into strength if you know that that's a problem?
Yeah.
Ben Johnson, after the fact, well, hey, DJ Reader's phenomenal in short yardage situation. You ran at him. Run away from him. Run away.
And it's 2 weeks in a row now, Dan, when, looking back at the game from a post-game perspective and the Bears' lack of run game or inability at times to run the football, he's complimented the defenses of both these teams. Minnesota last year was a top 5 run defense. Oh, the Lions, it's really hard. Even the Packers had a hard time running the football. Like, you know that going into it, scheme things, plan things accordingly. Like that's your job. You're the offensive coordinator. You're the genius that was brought in to change and revolutionize this offense under Caleb Williams. And it's like, yeah, you know what? I mean, we wanted to do things, but they're just really good. Guess what? Even the bad teams in the NFL are really fucking good at playing football. Be ready. Be better. at being ready and more prepared to do what you need to do to be successful for your team.
I'm glad you said that, and we should call these what they are. They're excuses.
Yes, they are excuses.
They're excuses for getting your ass kicked.
Well, hey, the Vikings, they're a top 5 run defense last year. They're really good. Even though my Lions team ran the shit out all over them, we destroyed them.
And
it's like, against the Lions, and they're really good. Even the Packers had a hard time. Yeah, excuses.
J.J. McCarthy last night at home against the Falcons.
Oh, that was something.
He looked like he'd never played football before.
It looked slightly better than the first half against the Bears.
He looked like he'd never seen a football before.
But still really bad. And then the Vikings go out and do that at home against the Falcons.
Mm-hmm. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? When the Bears made him NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yep.
The Bears made that guy.
We're watching that game, and I texted you and said, well, what the Vikings needed was the Bears' tired defense. That's what they needed. Because Atlanta came there to play.
Again. You said tired again. And if you missed this when you tuned in to the Forward Progress postgame yesterday, I'm going to say it again. I have concerns about the Bears' conditioning in their prep for this season. I'd love to know. I want someone to ask Ben Johnson about the defense's conditioning specifically. Are they in shape? Is your front seven in shape? And sure, you can say, well, they're on the field a lot, and they got to get guys off the field. That's fine. But it seems to me that they start looking physically tired at the ends of drives when they're on the field a lot. That one in the second quarter, 9 yards, 18 yards, 11 yards, 8 yards. 8-yard touchdown. That was the one from Goff to Wright after the David Montgomery 18-yard run. Yeah,
that made the score 21-7, and that's when Jonathan Vilma pointed it out.
He said
that their eyes look tired. It's the tired defense.
He said the effort was bad.
Yeah.
I would love to know, are the Bears in proper shape?
And that's second quarter, dude. That's second quarter inside a dome stadium.
And if Grady Jarrett's hurt, get him off the field and maybe activate your second-round pick.
Get him off my lawn, too.
Yeah, seriously, if he can't run, if he's on one leg, if his knee is still bad, get him out of there. But they're already making excuses. The Bears are getting clowned again. And that's what they've taken away the hope after 2 games. All that excitement's been cashiered. All of it. Like everything about what this year was supposed to be, how finally, the dreams of taking the North, and now Ben Johnson's going to have some say in this draft. Okay, where's his guy?
Yeah, where's Loveland?
Where is he? What does he do for a living? Where is he? But this whole thing, when it rains and pours, these games happen. We're going against some really good teams here. You be the good team. That's the point. You're not supposed to be complimenting these other divisional rivals already.
Right.
You're 2 games in.
Yeah.
And this is not a from the studs rebuild.
And to say that they took all the hope away after 2 games, it was gone for me after the Vikings game. And I know I was
reasonable,
criticized for it because it was like, well, it's only 1 game, and you have to give it more time. We're still getting to know each other. The players are still learning the offense. And we'll get more into that, too. I would want to just point out, too, your tight ends so far, Dan, in 2 games, Cole Kmet and
Colston Loveland.
9 targets, 5 receptions, 72 yards.
That's 2 of them.
It stops right there.
Combined in 2 games.
Combined. 5 receptions, 72 yards.
And one of those was a big garbage time catch.
31 yards for Kmet in the first game against the Vikings. So take that away, it's 41 yards. 41 yards and 4 receptions. But they did it. He threw the ball. He caught the ball. 9 targets, 5 receptions, 72 yards, 0 touchdowns, one first down created. Yards after catch, 7.
Now tell me we're not doing this again.
What's that? The Grady Jarrett one?
No, just tell me somehow that the Lions and we and everybody involved that we're doing something other than pretending to not understand why an assistant coach leaves for a head coaching job.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you my explanation for it, but yeah, I don't understand that whole thing. What's it, Brian Branch?
Yep,
Brian Branch, and then I'm really disappointed in the Detroit Lions fans chanting "fuck Ben Johnson."
Yeah, why? I don't understand why are you
left
mad
for a
at
head
him?
coaching job.
And he stayed an extra year when he could have left.
Right.
He could have taken this job a year. He decided he had unfinished business or things weren't right for him. He stayed a year longer than most people would have.
But you're chanting because and you're mad at him because he bettered himself and took a job that one of 32 people in the world get to have. What
bugged me is Brian Branch. Brian Branch said, we knew coming into this game this is personal. But this one, we felt like we'd been betrayed. From the staff to the players. We love Ben. We still love Ben. He's a great coach. It was time to get after him.
See, that's the key right there, Dan, because we were discussing this, and it was like, I hope that Dan Campbell was not in the mix.
Of course he was. He's the head coach.
Yes, when he said
come on.
Staff right there.
Of course. Of course this comes from
He
Campbell.
started it. It came from him.
And I love Campbell, but...
I do too. I get it, dude. It's football. Football's not real life, and football coaches are super meatball-y, and they've got to do things to motivate their players. They couldn't... Dan Campbell saw it. He said, we cannot start this season 0-2 with 2 divisional losses. We cannot. This was a must-win game for Dan Campbell, and he'll do anything.
But that's fine.
Anything that he justifies to get that win. And if it was, well, this guy left us. He left our family and betrayed us by going in the division.
You should be proud of him that he got this job.
And
you
I'm
should
sure
absolutely...
deep down and personally he is. And one-off he is proud of him. And I'm sure he's expressed that to him. But this was motivating your team. And he does a really good job with it. And Brian Branch is like, this was personal. We knew we had to get him. And then the fans buy into it because they were encouraged by the Lions players to get after Ben Johnson. It's really stupid.
Well, and this, according to the reporting on ESPN.com, it said Branch said he respects his ex-coach, but didn't agree with where he chose to go.
That's what it is. If he'd gone anywhere else,
what?
If he
That's
took
what he said.
A Dolphins job or took a Raiders job, it'd be fine. But
he could have gone anywhere else. He could have gone, but he's got to see us again.
See, this is where they fucked up because they should have been ecstatic he took the Bears job because they get to kick his ass twice a season.
Right, because he's on the Bears.
Yes, because it's the Bears.
Well, it's one thing to motivate your team with it, fine, whatever. Even if I stipulate to that, even if I give you football can be stupid and you find stupid motivational things to make guys, smash into each other harder, I get that.
Yeah.
But once the game's over, let it go. Once the game's over, you don't then have to say he betrayed us. No, he didn't. Any head coach should send the message publicly. I want my assistants to get head coaching jobs. It reflects well on me.
Yes,
and it's the best thing I can do as a proud head coach. Anyone who lifts while he climbs should be proud of the coaching tree that he creates. This stuff is silly.
It is silly. It really, I think you're expecting too much of football players that once the battle is done and the final whistle is blown that they turn their brains off to the being a
no, turn them on
and Neanderthal. No, they turn off the Neanderthal meatball part and say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we were into it because we had a big game coming up. But yeah, of course, I love Ben Johnson. Happy for him. Really glad that we get to see him a couple times a year. This is great. Really,
look,
they don't.
The moment the game is over, they all go out and say hello to each other, and they're comparing their investments. Look what happens on the field when you watch what happens. The moment a game is over. All these guys are going up to each other. Hey, how are you? How are your kids? All right. Hey, are we meeting up on the bye week to go fishing? Not right.
The Bears shouldn't be shaking hands with their opponents ever.
Like it can't be both ways. You then also can't be the guy in the locker room after the game, after you've had time to cool down, before the media comes in. They're like, "Yeah, screw him. He betrayed us." You know better than that. You know better than that. You know he didn't betray you. He took a job. He got promoted.
All the guys on that roster are all that smart.
Come on. They're smarter than that.
Some are.
They're smarter than that. They're professionals.
Some are and some aren't. Period.
I just thought that was a little silly. It just either way, the Bears remain a laughingstock. That's what sucks.
Here, listen to this this tweet that I saw this because our friend Herb Lawrence reposted it. Ryan Poles has now drafted 34 players as Bears GM. 26 players have one or more seasons. None have made a Pro Bowl. He's the only GM in franchise history to have that honor at the moment. He's 3-17 against the division, 15-38 overall.
3-17 against the division.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier in the podcast about he said they're going to take the North and never give it back. I don't think he meant the NFC North. I think we need to do some investigative reporting to find out what North he was speaking of. Maybe North Dakota. Maybe Ryan Poles has some militia that has invaded and conquered North Dakota.
He's going to take Mike North and never give him back.
Maybe it's Mike North.
He took him. Where is he?
Hey,
Free him.
How is Mike North doing?
I think he's okay.
Good.
As far as I know.
Good.
I don't know. I don't know what they took and when they're going to give it back.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to text Northie after the show is over, and I'm going to see if Ryan Poles took him.
Yeah, because we should get to the bottom of this. See, that's the kind of investigative journalism that people are tuning in for.
Yeah, because they're going to take the North, never give it back. So BB's like looking for it.
I just can't believe he had that much draft capital. The draft resources inactive.
Yeah, that's not good, right? Like if you're drafted in the second or third round, you should be on target to start in 4 or 5 years, right? Isn't that how that works?
They had that guy Tesla, the third-round pick rookie. Every time he comes in the game, he makes a one-handed catch.
Yeah, and that play, and we'll get deeper into it with some audio from Ben Johnson about that play at the end of the half. He didn't know what took place, Dan, until late in the third quarter, which to me I just find unacceptable and mind-blowing. That how are you as the head coach walking off the field and not finding out what exactly took place before you get in the locker room? How do you not find out until the end of the third quarter when someone approached him and told him what was happening, or what had happened, I should say? Did
you see what happened? For example, let me compare and contrast that. The game in Brazil, when they had that weird Super Bowl halftime show, that double long halftime show.
Yeah, missed it. But I'll listen.
The Chargers came out of the locker room.
Okay.
The Chiefs didn't. Because the Chargers apparently got the wrong indication from their operations people that it was time to come out. And the Chiefs,
so it was an extended. Okay, so now
right.
they're out
so
there.
The Chargers were just standing there. They warmed up. They were warmed up. They were, the quarterback's throwing. They're getting ready to go.
What was the entertainment? Maybe they wanted to watch. Maybe Harbaugh thought
it was Brazilian
jiu-jitsu
dancers, and I didn't watch it all entirely.
Maybe he likes Brazilian dancers.
It was a celebration of Brazil.
Okay.
And Harbaugh was giving it to the referees, giving it to them that the Chiefs weren't out yet. Yeah. And Andy Reid was, sitting there having his mid-game spread, and they waited and waited and waited and waited. Harbaugh was livid. He was like, why are my guys out here? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Because he's allergic to thinking that somebody else may have gotten an advantage on.
Yes.
That's what you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah. How is it that you can walk off the field into the locker room to address your team or your coaches or do whatever you do? I don't think he has a halftime spread like Andy Reid and not know fully what took place just there. Dan, I coach 12-year-old football. If something goes on that I don't understand, I'm out in the middle of the field. You need to explain this to me like I'm a fucking idiot, like what just happened or what's going on. Because I need to know. And how do you, as an NFL head coach, not know what just took place that cost you a late touchdown going into halftime until the end of the third quarter?
I'm picturing Andy Reid at halftime. It's like he's got a huge, the double-size latte mugs?
Yes.
He's got one of those, except it's entirely filled with hollandaise sauce.
Ooh, I thought you were going somewhere different.
And he's just
so
he sprinkles a couple chives in it, and he just it's dripping from his mustache. There's a couple chives stuck in his mustache. He's going through the halftime stats like this.
Oh, you think he even looks? I think someone opens his office door and he yells at him.
What's wrong with his team?
0-2, but you know what? It's close games. They're 0-2 though. I think Kelsey should have retired. He should have had enough foresight to know the season was going to be different. Retire and say, see what happened? You guys all thought it was Mahomes. I'm gone. They stink. No, I pictured Andy Reid with one of those 6-foot-long party subs that he walks in the room with, and everyone thinks, oh, cool. And then he's like, oh no, that's just mine. And then has
he's carrying it like the log over his shoulder that Rocky is working out with in Russia.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how he holds it.
Yeah.
Extra ham, extra cheese. And the crew's like, oh, sweet. Coach brought lunch. No. This is my sandwich.
No, I brought it.
And then he has a gallon jug of Dr. Pepper. That's what I figured. But diet.
Got to be diet. Because
Yeah.
you gotta make sure you don't have the extra calories there.
Well, yeah, because you have all those calories in the sandwich.
With the entire party sub.
Yeah, it's Diet Dr. Pepper, not the Diet Mug Root Beer.
If you are in the market for windows, Russ Armstrong is the guy you should call. He's the owner of Chicago Window Guys. And what Russ does is he'll talk to you about windows. Then I say, look, let me come out and see your house. And Russ comes out and he looks and he measures. And then he'll ask you about what you want and what you need. And he'll tell you about the windows that he'll custom make for you, because that's what he does. Once he has the measurements, he goes and he makes the windows locally here in Chicago. And when it comes time to install them, it's all Russ's guys. There's no subcontracted labor. The same crew that installed windows here can install them for you. And when you're getting quotes, because getting quotes is fine, but make sure you ask that sales rep from those other companies who's installing the windows, who's actually in and around your house. They won't know because they use subcontracted labor. It's all third-party stuff. Russ uses his own crew, so everything's going to be done right the first time. And he'll match price. So don't fall for the okie doke on the free sales gimmicks of buy one, get one free, or everything's 50% off. He'll offer the best product, the best price guaranteed. Call Russ, 847-302-9171, and check out his 5-star reviews at ChicagoWindowGuys.com. So we were laughing a little bit about the Anthony Rizzo stuff. See, that's what Travis Kelce should have done, is that he should have retired a Cub, and he should have just gone and started his post-Cub life as a Cub and sat there in the bleachers, mic'd up and drinking beer.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the right way to go. But, yeah, I think the path he's on a pretty good one, too, though.
Oh, yeah. I think he'll be okay for himself.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. He'll be fine. And I think my wife told me that he wants to do more movie stuff because, he did the Happy Gilmore
He was good.
cameo. Yeah, he was pretty good at it. So I think he wants to go that route in life. He's still playing on the Chiefs, right? I haven't watched one of their games. He's still playing? Is he playing?
Yeah, but he had a
he's
bad,
there, right?
He had a bad drop yesterday.
Okay.
Bad drop.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if he is still playing or not. But yeah, I think he's doing fine. He's on a really good path for life.
So speaking of the Cubs,
Yep.
we are moving
We're
toward
getting there, Dan.
the obvious conclusion of this season. Everything's getting pretty much set in stone here.
It is. So the Cubs yesterday, they win the series over Tampa with the win 4-3. Trailed 3-1 in that game, so they come back to win. Ian Happ hit his 22nd home run of the season. The month of September, Dan, 9 walks, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, hitting .310. His OPS is over 1,000 for the month of September. So he's having a really, and he's got 24 total bases. And here we are on the 15th, is that correct, of September? So half the month to go. Should be a pretty good month for Ian Happ if he keeps it moving. Nico yesterday, 3 RBIs. He's hitting .299 on the season. Shota, 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Again, 2 more solo home runs for Shota. He loves giving up those solo shots. That's his thing.
Okay.
Not a quality start with the 5 innings pitched. The Cubs have a 3-game lead on the Padres, so that seems to kind of stay stable. 8.5 on the Mets right now. The Mets are only ahead of the Giants by 1.5. So everything seems pretty solid with the exception of the Mets and that final spot in the playoffs that could go to the Giants. The Cubs are at Pittsburgh tonight. Jameson Taillon takes on the opener Braxton Ashcroft. San Diego is at the Mets, so it's gonna hurt the Mets or expand that Cubs lead over the Padres if they can beat the Pirates. San Francisco plays at Arizona. The final 30 games of the season were looked at for the Cubs. They're 9-8 right now after 17 games. Milwaukee 91-59. I don't know if you watched any Milwaukee the Cardinals series over the weekend. Was watching the game Saturday night. The Brewers were trailing 7-4 going into the bottom of the 9th. Tie the game, win it in the 10th, 9-8. Really, really frustrating, but a fun team to watch play baseball. And then on the south side of things, Dan, the White Sox 57-93 got swept out by Cleveland over the weekend. 12 games to go for your White Sox. They need to go 6-6 to not hit that 100-loss mark against Baltimore, San Diego, the Yankees, and Washington. They open up the series against the Orioles tonight.
It just depends how interested some of these other teams are, and I think that is a reasonable goal for them if they need motivation. Maybe they also hate Ben Johnson.
Just don't hit 100.
There you go. Just if you're Will Venable, just tell them that Ben Johnson betrayed the Lions, therefore go play baseball harder.
No, how about just take it that he came to Chicago, look where we're at. Fuck Ben Johnson because we're 0-2 and it's a disaster. Like he shouldn't be here, and let's win to get him out of town. Maybe that's his motivation for Will Venable.
Just not a great day for the Lions post game or for their fans.
Well, the fans especially. Like that's ridiculous.
What are you mad about?
Right, you're mad because he improved his career and got a head coaching job.
I was saying the same thing when I was watching the Tulane Duke game, and boy, Jake Retzloff was unbelievable in that game. But the same thing about Darian Mensah, who was given 2 years and $7 million to leave Tulane and go to Duke. And they're like, oh, this is revenge for him leaving. Don't be stupid. And I was saying this to my kid and everybody else. Like, don't pretend that you don't completely understand why somebody took $7 million. He's a college player. He's setting up his family for life. Of course he took that money. And so would you, and so would anybody, and it's fine.
That's what I was going to say. Don't pretend that you wouldn't do the same thing.
It's not just that. Yeah. That John Summerall and Tulane are doing that with other people's players. Oh,
wait, so Tulane played Duke this past weekend?
Yes.
Was it? Yeah, okay, so wow. So that was their revenge game.
They clobbered,
leaving for $7 million.
Oh yeah, no, it was, and they came down to Yulman Stadium, and Tulane looked unbelievable. Their secondary, I will say that their secondary is outstanding.
Are Tulane football games on like regular TV?
This was on ESPN too,
or something. Okay, so you can catch them on. I just didn't know if you had to do something special to watch.
Usually I do.
Okay.
Usually I have to watch.
Oh, but this one was on.
Correct.
Because it was a revenge game.
I don't.
ESPN had to be a part of that.
Maybe it was on. It was good broadcast. I thought they did a really nice job.
Have you looked at the AP, the top 25 rankings in college football?
Notre Dame is still there.
Notre Dame is still there. They've dropped 16 spots. They're 24 at 0-2. But my Vanderbilt Commodores, previously not ranked, are now 20th with that win over South Carolina, which was the Gamecocks were ranked 11 going into that game. And the Commodores are now 3-0 and are number 20 on the AP poll, and they are 23 on the coaches poll, with South Carolina still being there at 24. Now, Notre Dame on the coaches poll, they are still there. Where did they drop down to? They are 21, dropped 12 spots.
And coaches are getting fired right and left. What we had, Deshaun Foster already fired by UCLA. That this is, you go 0-3 with expectations. In college football, things happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you can't fire a $13 million man.
Oh, I'm not saying
not after 2 games.
Stop.
I know.
I said I was going to do it on Saturday, and I did. I was undercover in Wayne, Illinois.
Did you have a disguise on?
I was wearing my fishing shirt that my family hates.
Which one is this? You told me about this. What color is it?
It's
does it look like a fish?
No, it's light blue, and it's got like the pixelated camo pattern. I don't even know what do they call that? Like graphic camo?
I think they call it pixelated camo.
No, I think they call it graphic camo, and it's got it says discount tackle, and then there's a big patch on the back.
Oh, you look like a NASCAR.
Discount tackle, and it says Z-Man Lures. And it was on sale, and I love it, and I got to get another one. Because they think they call it my Republican shirt.
Oh, okay.
Because I walked out of the house, I had khaki cargo shorts on, I had a black baseball hat, I had my fishing shirt on, and when I am walking around, and I've got my backpack, and I've got the rods in each hand, my family, my kids, they all roll their eyes at me.
Well, do they think it's endearing that you have an American flag on one of the rods that you carry around?
See, here's the problem.
And you run with it, so
I want if somebody can find me, send me a link. If you can find me a decent fishing backpack that doesn't have an American flag on it, it doesn't look. Meanwhile, look at me.
Yeah,
that doesn't look tactical. All of these fishing backpacks. They're trying to make it look like you're on a SWAT team. It's just fishing. It's not. You're not going to war. It's not military.
Well, you're going to war with those damn fish.
It doesn't need to look like you're working for ICE.
You don't need like a motivational talk from Dan Campbell before you go out?
No, it's just fishing.
Okay.
So I need to find a backpack that doesn't look aggressive and overcompensatorily male.
Well, here's one. I just found one online. I could get you. It's got the Soviet flag on it. Is that better?
Or the South Sudanese flag.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
You hate South Sudan.
That's what I need. I need the South Sudanese basketball logo on there.
Right.
Why do you hate Luol Deng fishing?
You just invited emails
for
that are going to have like fishing backpacks with the South Sudanese flag on it. Like someone's going to make that and send it to you.
Well, either way, I went to Wayne, and I went to Wayne Pratt Forest Preserve that had been recommended to me in the wake of the time that we spent a week ago today doing the story about Horsegate.
Crazy.
And I had a lovely day. I even drove right by the Wayne police station. On my way there, I happened to drive right by. And
Did you stop and get any interviews done or anything?
No, I didn't want to investigate further, but it's sort of bucolic. It doesn't look like a police station. It looks like a home. It just looks like a farmhouse that's just sort of off the road there. And I did see a couple of Wayne police cars, and I'm sure, as we know, that they have horse retrieval materials in their cars. I did not see Hal Phipps.
Oh, it's too bad.
I didn't. And I wanted to pay my respects. I bought a bottled water, and I poured a little out for Ludwig the dog.
Yep.
I had to pour one out for my dead homie.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good look.
What?
I mean, he was a Nazi dog.
Oh, that's right. I shouldn't do that because we decided, yes, that because he was Argentine and had a German name,
yes,
that he was a fugitive Nazi dog. So right, I probably fine. I'm not going to claim Ludwig as my homie.
Hal Phipps did a service to America by shooting that dog.
Yeah, thanks, Hal Phipps.
America
salutes you. No, free Ludwig, justice for Ludwig, and justice for Prague Snarbo. And if anybody gets that reference, you're a friend for life. Trust me.
You heard it here.
Yep. If anybody just applauded, laughed, or spat that out when I said justice for Prague Snarbo, if you get that, I think you and I need to go away together and spend quality time together because
I think you and Bill are already friends for life. So
you think so?
Yeah, because he's the only one that's got that.
But no, it was a nice day. I met some nice people. I caught 7 largemouth bass, and hiked around, saw a bunch of different cool birds, and it's a great property. It really is. That Pratt Wayne Forest Preserve is a great property. So I stopped to get gas, and
you're in Wayne?
Just outside of Wayne.
Okay.
Wayne abuts Bartlett, and I'm looking at it, and wait a second, I've been here. I said, I've been here, and then I look over at the strip mall.
Oh yeah, okay.
Bannerman's Sports Grill.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Really?
Yeah, that area, guys. I obviously know where the area is, and that's because I remember going out there and just felt like I drove for several days to get there.
I believe Bannerman's Sports Grill, correct me if I'm wrong, is that where I handed you your ass in bubble hockey?
God, it might have been, actually.
Yeah, because you were talking a lot of smack.
It was the Captain and Coke.
You were talking a lot of smack about bubble hockey, and I beat you like 3-0.
Yeah, it might have been there.
Which is a rout.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, then you were like, oh, this machine, I don't know.
Yeah, the machine it wasn't even.
Yeah, the handles were off or something like that.
Three of my handles were off, so I had like metal. I didn't have like the rubber grips to have. Yes, it was bad.
All right, you picked the machine. I'm sure we're in your basement. Is there a bubble hockey machine?
Well, I mean, why? Like, you fought me to be the Soviet Union team. See, I think there's something here.
Well, they didn't have South Sudan.
Because I lined up, and then you were like, no, I'm always the Soviet Union.
Yes, I had to be. Because I wanted my goalie to be Vladislav Tretiak.
Yes.
Or who was the guy they replaced him with? Mushkin.
Well, yeah, Tretiak.
Sergei Mushkin? Was that his name? Remember in 1980, they pulled Tretiak.
Yeah.
And they put in Mushkin.
Yeah, that sounds right. Sure. I'm still looking. I mean, you mentioned the checkdowns. You're like looking for the checkdowns.
Yeah.
I'm always Ivan Checkdown.
Mm-hmm.
He was a great forward.
All right, so you had a weekend adventure as well, did you not?
Don't make that noise like you don't say stupid shit all the time. Like, seriously. Like, oh my God, did I offend you? You're like, I'm Dan Bernstein. I've got to listen to this. Ugh,
Yeah, I got
really?
no time for this.
Yeah, like whatever. Go to hell, COVID boy. All right. Yeah. So I mentioned it to you that we were considering going to see Lil Jon, and so we ended up we did it, and I didn't realize the whole thing that was going on. It's part of a festival, like a traveling festival concert series, called Tacos and Tequila, and it's like taco food trucks, and the main sponsor is I want to say Patron.
Well, that's one of my favorite restaurants in Logan Square, by the way. It's like one of our go-to local taco joint is called a Tacos Tequilas on Milwaukee Avenue.
Okay, so yeah, this is just the name of the festival. Okay. So they have one actually coming this weekend here in Chicago, but it's out in Kane County. And then so we were at the Milwaukee one, which was in Franklin, The Rock, and then they have Cincinnati and Cleveland still coming up. And so we saw B.O.B., really good. Very, very good. Very entertaining. Trina, who was the best performer of the night. She was fantastic. Saw Pretty Ricky. I don't know if you're familiar with Pretty Ricky. Mildly handsome Ricky now. And
wait, not Pretty Ricky was the name of the boxer in Creed.
Yeah, that was not
Ricky,
him.
not Ricky Martin.
No,
okay.
He goes by the name Ricky Martin.
Okay, but he's pretty.
Yeah, but he's not Ricky. He's not Pretty Ricky. He's Ricky Martin. Pretty. So I had to learn this because I wasn't very familiar with Pretty Ricky. It's a group of like four dudes that sing, and it's all like, I guess they're really well known for like their sex albums, their like bedroom music. Yeah, the lyrics were something. So. They were on right before Lil Jon, and
do they call them sex albums?
Well, I think that's how like the people that listen. It's like they might even refer to them as this is what you put on when you're going to take your lady back to the bedroom and talk. You listen to our music and then you talk
I only put on She Watched Channel Zero by Public Enemy.
That's bedroom music for you.
Oh yeah, only that.
Well, I'm required to play Dean Martin, so. It's a must. It came with the COVID Italian test. And then the headliner was Lil Jon. And he doesn't really sing like his whole song. He kind of stands in the middle of the stage and he talks. And then there's a DJ that plays like beats and stuff and then portions of his songs. And then he might say into the microphone like, yeah, as the song
what do you mean? Is he like William Shatner?
No, it's just he doesn't really do the whole song. It's like snippets of his really popular songs.
And it
might be
like
30 or 45 seconds of a song, and then he goes into the next song. And in between, he's like, who wants to, get drunk tonight and party? So the fans go crazy and everyone yells, and then they do like 30 seconds. So it's kind of like,
who wants to have ice cream and be in bed by 9:30?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, maybe.
So my wife kind of summarized it as when she plays music like on her Apple on the Apple thing in the car, she doesn't play an entire song all the way through. It's like she goes through maybe a minute at most of a song and then puts on the next one that she wants to hear. So
well, if I'm in the car with my wife, if I'm in the car with Beth, the more I'm interested in hearing a song, the higher the probability she'll change the channel. So
do you not react? Like you shouldn't react.
I don't
keep it to yourself.
Every once in a while I might say something like
you gotta catch yourself. Because the more you react, the more positive it is, the quicker it's going off.
Oh, I know.
So have you tried the reverse and say that you hate this song? See if she leaves it on?
I haven't tried that yet.
Try that. See if
the other day, Boz Scaggs' Lowdown came on. And that's a bop. That I love that song. And I just kind of wanted to hear it.
Okay.
And I was driving. And I generally think the person driving has priority.
Interesting. I think the person driving has responsibility to get from A to B. That's
right. And if the music will help that person get there happily or safely, that's in the best interest of everyone in the vehicle.
So she turned it off?
Yeah. She's like, I don't like that song.
Did you pull over, make her get out?
I'm going to pull this thing over.
You touched my radio more time, lady.
Don't make me pull this thing over.
Hey, when you're on an airplane, if you have the window seat, do you feel like you own the authority of the shade being up or down?
Yes.
Unless the the airline itself says, or the flight attendant's like, hey, drop it down for taking off or bring it up, whatever.
Or if somebody asks me politely and says, hey, I'm going to try to sleep. Do you mind or I'm watching a movie. Do you mind closing that? Of course I will.
Okay.
But otherwise, with everything else being equal and unstated, yeah, it's my window.
It's your window, right? Like
Yeah.
you've claimed that seat. You've claimed control of the window shade. I agree with you. And if I want it down and they ask for it to be up, sorry. Or if they want it down and I want it up, sorry. You have the chance to get this seat too.
No, I will generally acquiesce to a request.
That's nice of you. That's kind.
Yeah, because that's easy. I mean, I don't care that much. I like looking outside when I'm in a plane.
I do too. But I always sit in the aisle, though. I can't sit in the window, though. I always do an aisle. So I don't have this issue. But I will tell you, though, the tequila and tacos thing, if you like that kind of music, like the crunk style of Lil Jon and like Pretty Ricky, they're coming this weekend. It'll be out in Kane County. I know it's not close if you're in the city. A really good time, though. Great people watching. And the beauty about it having it at a baseball stadium, there are no seats. Like the stadium was like on the outfield, or the stage is in the outfield, and then you congregate in the outfield in the grass or the turf, and you're watching. So all the seats in the stadium are just available and open. So like for about half the time, we sat in a seat with no one next to us because they're all open, and you just sit there and enjoy the space, and then you people watch. And the people watching was fascinating. The amount of vape smoke was really interesting. Like a lot of vaping. And like
nicotine vaping or weed vaping?
A nicotine vaping. I mean, a lot of weed, but the nicotine vaping, and it's like all fruit scented. Like it's really disgusting.
I know.
It's really gross. Like, what do you like? Is it like strawberry flavored vape pens? Like,
that's like in the early days when the Juul brand was really popular. Not the Juul bag where I carry all of my toiletries and my overnight stuff.
And not the artist Juul Headsinger or whatever her name is, or
Kilcher.
Kilcher,
her last name.
Sure, yeah. So you know it,
What?
But not her though either.
No, but
You're
that's when,
because
I remember when my daughter was in high school. We'd smell it somewhere, and she goes, "Oh, that smells just like the bathroom at LPHS," because it was very popular at the time.
Yeah, I just don't get like the fruit scented vape pen stuff. And this girl was in the row in front of us, and it kept blowing right in my face, and it was like a really strong fruity flavor. And she was every 15 seconds was puffing on it. Yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
But I mean, the weed smelled good though. I'll tell you that.
With that, we will conclude this post-Bears edition of Dan Bernstein Unfiltered. Thank you for tuning in. If you really want to get everything deep dive Bears as to what's going on, what's going wrong, where do the Bears go from here, what's going to be said, who's hurt, who's not, what do they do, and why is this all happening, and we can all allow the anvil to fall on our collective heads.
That's a new segment we're going to do. We're going to do a new segment called Who's Hurt, Who's Not.
I like it. It's after sit 'em or bench 'em?
Yes.
How about this? Who's hurt? Who's injured?
Yes. Oh, even better. See?
Okay.
That's why you're the man.
It'll be part of Forward Progress. Thanks.
Dan Bernstein Unfiltered on 312 Sports.